Honestly, there are so many project management systems out there, and you probably know Notion and maybe ClickUp, but you don't know Affine, Whimsical, and Anytype. Maybe, I'm just assuming. So in this video, we are not going into detail about each specific tool, but more for like the best benefits and which might work for you. But first of all, who am I? So I'm Jeff, I'm a photographer for like a hobby, and I'm an ex-co-founder of a German company called Xanevo. We were a team of 10 people, made in the first year around 300,000, and now even the business is predicting to make 7 figures this year. Pretty outstanding. And now I'm doing this YouTube stuff and I honestly love it, and I'm starting my personal brand here. The main topic of this YouTube channel is business productivity, but in terms of problem solving, productivity and self-improvement all together to enhance business productivity and also life in general. So that's kind of like my mission and vision on this channel. What is essential for a tool or software? Pretty simple. There's made out of 3 things. It needs to work for you, not for anyone else. Second, every tool has a different system structure and use case. And third of all, does it help you to get the results you desire? There are actually 3 different categories. We have project management, we have digital canvas, and we have second brains, which will be the next video on this channel. Today we're talking about project management. There's also a full video about all of these 3 categories, kind of like condensed really, and kind of like talking more about the systematic approaches of this way. So you can click up this video probably somewhere right here. So yeah, I hope I done everything correctly. What works the best? The thing is, for project management, in my perspective, it have 2 specific reasons. First of all, it is really good for business, and second of all, it's pretty good for productivity. Because the thing is, when it's for business, the more effectively we solve problems in life and work, the better our lives will be, leading to a higher status and income in the financial hierarchy. If we can solve the same amount of problems in 4 hours, why bother working 8 hours? That's kind of like my philosophy. And one of the philosophies I have in productivity mastery: life is a string of problems. The more we become creative thinkers, the faster we solve complex problems. All of that is from my newsletters, which I write every week. So if you're interested, link is down below. And also there's a 7-day challenge, which I'm currently running, which is kind of like from chaos to clarity. The purpose of the challenge is that I'm going to guide you to more clarity, less chaos, higher productivity, fewer work hours, and the foundation of your second brain business. So a second brain business is a specific way I call my own business, which I'm currently doing here on this YouTube channel. So if you're interested, check the link down below. No bullshit, just pure value for 7 days. And also you can download the template or the PDF file when you're accessing the challenge. So maybe something you want to consider, and more productivity content. Most people probably know Notion. And honestly, I'm a huge fan of Notion and I like using Notion. But maybe the other tools might spike your interest as well. In my perspective, there are a few problems about Notion. First of all, the complexity of Notion is really high, and it's a DIY system, like kind of like do it yourself, also called IKEA system. So we can build everything ourselves up, right? But the problem is, if we don't really have structure, which happened to me in the beginning, I had no idea what I should do and how I should be productive. And I just had a piece of paper in front of me on a computer, but everything gets super cluttered after a while. It took me a really long time to kind of like get everything organized. And that's also the problem about Notion, because you really need to be organized before using Notion. So Notion can be everything and also be nothing. In my perspective, the best features are relation, databases, and the template feature that you can sell something. Yeah, and if you want to get my second brain template for my Notion thing, which is really specific and also suits to all my challenges I'm doing, yeah, you can also get it, the link down below. So now we're coming to Whimsical, and Whimsical is a bit medium complexity. And the good thing about Whimsical, it's kind of like a digital canvas. So it kind of have this mind maps and flow charts, and also like a really good drag and drop feature. So this might be beneficial. And I think it's like yeah. And then we also have Anytype, Affine, and ClickUp. Okay, let's go. We have ClickUp, and the problem about ClickUp, in my perspective, we had it in a company before, And the difficulty is quite high and is quite complex in my perspective. It has strong automations, but somehow if you try to be everything, you're kind of like nothing, but kind of like Notion does it pretty well, but it also is not really anything because it's kind of like a template business and build it yourself IKEA system. I'm not sure how ClickUp level up in the last time, but I think it's more for like bigger teams. So yeah, and I think it also gets quite expensive after a while. Anytype, there's one big problem about Anytype. I feel like the website is not really well organized or explained for a lot of people. So a lot of people have probably no idea when they land up on the website. One thing which really makes a big difference, it's local first data. So it's kind of like safe like Obsidian. So if anyone is familiar with Obsidian also have this privacy thing. And I think that's really the use case of Anytype. But all of them, all of the tools are kind of like similar. But in my perspective, if I wouldn't be a Notion expert to some, okay, not really, but like, let's say I'm a Notion intermediate. I think that would be pretty well, because for an expert, I think you need better programming skills. So for Affine, for example, Affine is, in my perspective, the best tool as a project management. But it's only my perspective, even though I use Notion since years, but that's the point. I use Notion for years, and that's the reason I use it. But if I would start again, I would probably choose Affine. I think it's also entirely for free. And yeah, it's not that expensive compared to the other tools. So if you want to have a tool which really is a flexible workspace and also has a canvas feature which Notion does not have, which is for me actually kind of like a deal breaker. That's the reason I use Milanote here in the link below, or in the video, or in the corner below. Affine has it integrated, so they have a dock and a canvas system combined. Pen by Apple, Apple Pen. Okay. Yeah, so for, like, in my perspective, Affine is a really good tool and has a lot of features. And I think for terms of business and productivity, it might be your best choice. But hey, still decide for yourself. That's only my personal view. And this is my point of view. I think Affine is a really good tool and probably the most affordable. The simplest to use. It has a canvas feature integrated and docs. I think as a project management, it does a lot of things right. Test everything out for yourself, any of the 5 tools. My best tip is test out Affine, and otherwise Notion is still free, but more complex. So I hope this helps. And if you want to see the full version of what tool you actually should use, is it like Canvas, project management, and Second Brain, click the video which will be showed up here. See you guys in my next video.